Good morning and welcome to this fourth edition of Russ-Tech Sales training videos covering the Russ-Tech Sales newsletter. This one is pink in color, so in case it's laying on your desk, this is the right one. And it will be for the months of August and September 2017. And I'm just going to start off with a couple of different things. First off, Thermodyne Global. Of course, Thermodyne really is now all one company. Global's name is disappearing, but I keep it only because it reminds people that I have two locations. Thermodyne Global is offering neoprene, and we point out we've got a commercial neoprene sheet, neoprene slabs, we've got a cloth inserted neoprene, we've got a neoprene diaphragm sheet, and then we've got a white FDA neoprene. And by the way, ours is FDA. Some of our importer competitors bring in white nitrile neoprene and EPDM, but they don't bring it in FDA. And our product is FDA certified, and we have the paperwork to show it. The thing that we point out about Global continually is the fact that our products are higher in tensile strength and higher in elongation than a lot of the Chinese product that's currently out on the market. Our neoprenes are between 950 and 1,000 tensile, and it varies a little bit, but you know, those are good numbers. We have slab rubber. Now, our neoprene slabs are 36 by 36 in neoprene, and they are 60 durometer. 800 tensile with a 300 elongation. We're stocking those in 3/8, half, 5/8, 3/4, 1 inch, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, and 2 inch. Now that's neoprene slab material. Our standard commercial neoprenes available in 40, 50, 60, and 70 durometer, 36, 48, and 72 inch in 60 durometer only. Are close to 1,000 tensile with a 400% elongation. So if you're looking for just straight neoprene, we can help you with that with no problem, right off the shelf. Remember, we now have our warehouse, and there's a little article on the front page. We have a 5,000 square foot warehouse in Toledo, Ohio, directly across the street from Thermodyne's manufacturing facility. And so if you're looking for anything in neoprenes, we can certainly help you. We also are stocking a cloth inserted neoprene. That's a 820 tensile with a 300% elongation. We're stocking it in 1-ply and in 2-ply. Both materials made in ASTM D751 spec. And we've got a variety of thicknesses on that. And then we also are offering a neoprene diaphragm sheet. Now both of these products have a 5-ounce 5-ounce nylon in it as the fabric insert. 1 and 2-ply. The diaphragm sheet, though, has a different kind of fabric that gives it more cross rigidity. It's a better product for diaphragms, and so if you're looking actually for diaphragm sheets, you need to stay with our diaphragm, not our cloth inserted. There's a little better price on the cloth inserted, but it's not really for a diaphragm application. And then of course I mentioned about white food grade nitrile also, and again we're stocking that both in Texas, Houston, Texas, where we've got probably 70 to 75,000 rolls of rubber on the floor, and we also are stocking it in Sylvania, Ohio, or Toledo. They're stocking probably 5,000 rolls of rubber up there, and we actually are running about a 90 to 95% fill rate. We're encouraging the distributors, if there's something that you use a lot of, to let us know that, because we keep trying to adjust our inventory up here in Sylvania, so that we can ship better and better from there. And any new products that we're bringing in as far as custom widths or something for the auto industry are all going to be brought directly into the facility in in Sylvania, because there's really no reason to, to send them to Houston and then have them brought up from there. But keep us in mind if you come across anything in neoprenes. We also are stocking nitrile, Buna, Best-BR, all of the usual suspects in sheet rubber. So give us a try. Moving on, I'm going to talk a little bit about Textiles Coated International. We make party hats. Okay, well, square hole and a round peg, so it doesn't really work. What this is a pure Teflon expansion joint. Now this, TCI manufactures expansion joints for the power industry, coal-fired power plants in particular. I am not selling those. That's a different division. It is sold through a restricted distributor network, and so I can't help you with that. But I can help you with small stuff like this. Air duct vibration units. A lot of guys, I've seen these over my life as a distributor before I started my rep agency, around where they're putting flour through it in a noodle plant, a bakery, and by the way, they often ask, is there a way to get something that you can see through? We can make that out of this product, and as you can see through it. So you actually can give the customer something that he can watch the flow and make sure that he doesn't have a holdup inside his batching facility. But these are pure Teflon. They'll take about 98% of the chemicals known to man. There is no fabric reinforcement, so flexing on these things is far superior to anything that's got fiberglass or any other kind of fabric, because the fabric is what breaks down, not the Teflon. They'll take 600 degrees continuous, and they're very, very durable. So, if you're looking for something to pass any kind of a product through or transfer high temperature air, TCI out of Manchester, New Hampshire can fuse these things up, and I don't know if you can see, but these are all fused together, so there are really no open joints, no places where you can start pulling it apart. And like I say, you can wear them as a party hat. We will make them to head size if you so desire. So that's TCI, Textiles Coated International, and I can hear the owner groaning as he's going, he wore it like a party hat. What can I say? Next item I'd like to talk to you about is found in the middle of page 2 on the newsletter. McAllister Mills' new MM27 WIV e-glass with metal. What this product is an e-glass fabric with a commingled metal filament running through it, and it'll take 2,000 degrees, intermittently spark production, stuff like that, and it'll take 1,200 degrees continuous. It's a 27-ounce fabric, and it's about a 0.044 thick, treated with vermiculite. Of course, vermiculite helps give you, it holds it together a little bit, keeps the stuff from fraying up quite a bit, but it also gives you the higher temperatures. We're manufacturing this new product in 50-yard rolls, 60 inches wide, and I don't know how well you can see there, but it looks just like any other kind of fabric other than it's gold color. But it's got it does have a wire fabric woven into it, and that gives you more durability. It keeps it lightweight, but it gives you a lot more reinforcement, so it holds together. So if you're stitching this up into high temperature covers, you can put this on the hot face and get real good use out of it. Also for curtains, oven curtains, stuff like that. Any place where you've got a lot of abuse and you're looking for something to try to get a better life expectancy out of it, the new MM27 WIV, MM27 WIV Anyway, this is a new product for us, and we're just trying to introduce it and let everybody know. If your manager was interested, I will have samples with me if he wanted to take a set of samples. Ask him if they didn't get it. Call Tori down at the plant, and she'll be happy to send out a spec sheet and a sample kit so that you can, you'll have a piece of it to show people. Thank you very much for that. The next item is Stockton Rubber. Stockton is a manufacturer of custom elephant trunks. Anyway, the elephant trunks are used on the bottom of your cement plants. They hang down under the body of the plant. The guy drives his truck underneath. They move the elephant trunk into it and then discharge the dry cement down through it, or wet cement down through the thing. The way we make them is we mandrel build them out of high-grade natural rubber. We actually green stake the rubber, so it's uncured rubber. We ply it into the elephant trunk, and then we autoclave it. And the biggest point of failure on all of these is no matter how good you are at splicing natural rubber to itself, that's always the failure point, because it's always more rigid at that spot, and that's the weak spot. With ours, there is no, because we are green straight wrapping it, then putting a tape around the outside, making it right to size. We can put flanges on the ends if the customer would require a flange. We can do reinforcement in it. There's a variety of things. We are expensive. We're more expensive than the spliced ones, but we are much more durable. And I challenge you to bring in a couple of ours, try them out, see what your customers think. I think you'll find that they'll be very, very happy with them. Another item I'd like to talk to you about today is Bailey Parks Urethane's Sand Viper line. Originally developed for the bulk handling of sand for the fracking industry. Of course, it will work in any of your bulk handling units, other than it is not an FDA approved system, so you cannot use it for transferring grain or flour or anything that would be edible. We're working on that, but we don't have that approval yet. What you're seeing is 4-inch lined pipe. Show you right there, and that would be like your Schedule 80. This is aluminum. We've got an aluminum clamp. The clamp clamps onto this end piece. Then if you come over here, this would be the end piece. It will bolt directly into the side of our patented drop tee. This would bolt onto the bottom of those triangles that you see on the bottom of your bulk handlers. And then what it does is it does two things. This becomes the only wear part, so there's one on either side, so you'll end up never having to replace this center unit. This will last forever, because this is where all of the wear comes in. So all you'll be doing is replacing these bushings once you've got the system in place. It's got a spin handle here. You pull it out, and it allows the material to be dropped straight down into a hopper system, or when it's tightened up and put in place, pneumatically you can blow the material through the drop tee and out through the back end. We also are making urethane elbows and tees, and if you notice, we put a lot more beef on the edge of this in order to armor plate it. The system is designed mainly to be used with Vitalic fittings. That's a Vitalic groove right here, but you can also get them with threads on them too, if that's what you're looking for. And of course, we also are now beginning to line a lot of the cam and groove fittings, and you can either buy the fittings from us pre-lined, or you can send your A's and B's and stuff down to us, and we will line them. Now the bulk handling that you see here is all set up for 4-inch pipe. As far as the lining of the cam and groove fittings, or whatever you want to call those, we can do any size from 2-inch up. So if you you got some 2-inch, some 3-inch, some 6-inch, and some 8-inch, we can do all of those and put urethane lining in them. And we started picking up very rapidly for us, because guys are finding that our lined cam and grooves are really offering them a lot of extra stuff to sell when they're talking to a guy about wear products. So that would be the Sand Viper line from Bailey Parks Urethane. Call Shane at the plant. He's the guy that is heading this up with us, so he's got the most knowledge. And if you have questions, problems, or whatever, give Shane a call and he'll be happy to help you with it. Thank you. The next article in the newsletter is Thermodyne suggests be proactive with your Viton. Viton, of course, is a Chemours product. Used to be DuPont, now it's Chemours, and we are a DuPont, or a Chemours licensee for Viton. We don't go FKM. FKM is always a generic. We're actually Viton. We recommend that you put right on the face of your quotes, when you quote our product out against competition, genuine, non-blended Viton by Chemours, rated for 400 degrees Fahrenheit, offering full chemical resistance. That statement helps you separate yourself from the guy selling a FKM or a blended FKM. It tells them it is Chemours, it tells them it is Viton, it talks about 400 degrees. If the customer is buying an off-grade FKM, or if they're selling a blended FKM, the temperature rating has to go down below 400, usually 350. I've seen it as low as 300. Always look at the competitor's spec sheet and then ask them, well, why is yours not 400? It's because they blended it. A lot of them won't tell you that, but they blended it. And as far as full chemical resistance goes, remember Viton is usually used high temperature and really nasty bad chemicals. And to think that, boy, I saved 10 or 15% on a yard of Viton by buying FKM, your liability is substantial at that point, because if it does fail, and really the blenders, the biggest thing that I have found is that you never know what they blended it with. So it could be neoprene, it could be EPDM, it could be polyacrylate, it could be belly button lint, God knows what everybody puts into it. We just basically say blended Viton, bad idea, and we continually point out Chemours is really the house to go with, and we are a Chemours licensee, so you know you're getting good product all the time. The last pitch in the newsletter is again for Central Rubber Extrusions out of Highland, Illinois. They're right across the river from St. Louis, and see, there is stuff other than Chicago in Illinois. They do sponge, they do solid, they do all your durometers. They specialize in more of the spec rubber stuff than they do in the commercial. But if you're looking for commercial, you need to be very firm with them that this has got to be a commercial product. But they do quite a bit of business in the setting block business for buildings. So if you know anybody that's in that, we may be able to help you very effectively. They also have about, I'm going to say, 300 or 400 dies that are listed on their website that you can go to that they own, that they'll just you tell them what they want, you want squirted out of it, and they'll go ahead and run it without a die charge. So do remember Central Rubber Extrusions. Debbie Workman is my contact on the inside. And we sure would like to take a look at any kind of extrusion that you may coming around with. I will also take a minute to talk about diversified silicone. Diversified, of course, has been bought up by Rogers Group. So you're aware, Rogers, in the middle of July, put on a full second shift, and they also brought in an enormous autoclave, which is going to help us expedite our deliveries and start building our stock again. I've been repeatedly assured that they are going to get back to a stocking position like Diversified was. It's just the volume has picked up so heavily that we've been having a hard time keeping up. And now that we've got a second shift and we've got the this new autoclave in place, we feel that that will start rapidly working away the lead time issues. Right now our sponges are running about 3 weeks for custom made sponge sheet, and our stocks are being rebuilt on the sponge. You should find us better there. On the solid materials, we're right now about 5 weeks, but I would guess by the end of August we could be down to 3 weeks again because of the second shift and being able to really start digging us out of the hole. And we appreciate all the distributors that have stayed with us and worked with us and gone through the trials and tribulations, but we are coming back out of this and we will be back to being our standard good source for all kinds of silicone products. And just give us a little bit more time and we'll be right on top. Thank you very much.